It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer, and I've been asking myself this question for probably the last few months. So the question is, my beer machines. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 2 .365 machines, hand pumps as well on the bar, which don't require any electricity. They're just gravity pulled systems. I'm kind of happy with them though, because I can buy little mini kegs, and yeah, they're quite easy to put away. But the electric ones, the systems that we have on offer are great. Let me make that absolutely crystal clear, and I love them, I really do. So why am I thinking about getting rid of them? Well, it's lack of use, really. It's lack of use, and probably a lack of kegs coming out at the moment. So let's start off with the systems I have. So this Fizzics machine here, quite a nifty little thing. You put a battery in the back here, 2 little batteries in the back, and it pours your no, I'll put that back on in a moment. What you do is you put either a can, 330 bottle, 500ml bottle, even up to a 750ml bottle will go in this Fizzics machine. And I would use it for the 750 because you get a few different pulls out of it. 3 different pulls if you're using a 330ml glass. But that's probably the least used system here that I have. So let's put that back. Moving on, the first ever beer machine I had was, of course, the Krups, the sub compact. So the kegs, what you notice over time with the Krups, I don't know if this happened to your Krups, but over time that door gets really difficult to open. So a keg launches, or a torp launches into this. Is a 2 litre torp of beer, goes into this machine. You've put the line through here, and you've got 2 litres of beer. But the reason why I don't use the Krups as much as I used to use the Krups, because I've had this machine now for about 4 years, is the price of the torps went up. The price of the torps went up to, they ended up going to about £15. Now they're like £17. I've seen them in shops for £17.99, and that's for 2 litres of beer. And you're getting just over 3 pints. You're going on for £5, £6 a pint, and that can be for most of the kind of generic lagers that are on this system. So you're talking about, like, yeah, just over £5 a pint. So it's the reason why I haven't used this system much either. The system that I have used the most, easily the most, is this system here. It's the Philips Perfect Draft. It's made by AB InBev. Oh, the Krups is made by Heineken, by the way. Or they take Heineken keg torps in the Krups. But the Philips Perfect Draft takes 6 litre kegs of beer. And it's AB InBev, so every single beer on the system is mainly, I reckon, 90% of AB InBev beers. And that's the system I've used the most, because I think it's the most broad system. If you go on the Perfect Draft app or the website, the old Beer Hawk website that it used to be years ago, you could buy a selection of kegs, stouts, IPA, pale ales, lots of different German lagers, Weiss beers. There was a lot of choice, a lot on offer, kind of like ruby red ales, lots and lots of choice on the Phillips Perfect Draft. And the kegs, they weren't too expensive. They weren't too expensive, but even those kegs have gone up in price. I reckon on average a price for a keg for the Phillips Perfect Draft is probably around about £30. So to put the keg in, you take out this, I can't move it now because we've got the Krups in the way. This comes off, it sits on the top of the keg. You put the keg in the system here. You close the doors, gives you temperature, which the Krups doesn't. Gives you the temperature of the beer, how much beer is there, and how long you've got to drink the beer. Usually 30 days. So that's my most used system, and I tell you, I've had a few lager kegs on this system. I've sat out the back and it's been wonderful. Sun coming down in the garden, back and forth, kegs of lager. We'll get to the main reason why, on a personal level, I don't use this system as much, or these systems as much as I probably should, and the reason why I'm thinking about getting rid of them in a moment, but I want to move on to the next system. So this is probably the nicest looking system that I have. This is the the Blade beer machine. The Krups is £100, what it was when I bought it, £99, probably a little bit more money now. The Phillips Perfect Draft I paid $220 for in price. The Blade was a jump up. I paid in 2020 in the situation, which of course we'll talk about in a moment. I paid £460 for this machine, but it came with 2 free kegs. It had a beer and Moretti and a Heineken keg, and they're 8-litre kegs. So what you do with this system, of course, plug it in on the side. You got all your mini-esque dials, lovely switches, everything's chrome. The £460 is, I'm glad I paid the money, to be honest, because I've enjoyed the system. So you lift off the top lid here, keg goes in the top, line goes down into the system, close it up, lock it down. There's a lock button, there's a light, turn the light on if you want. Again, tells you how much beer, tells you the temperature on that system. It's a Heineken system again, so the same kind of, more or less the same beers that are on the Krups you can get on the Blade, vice versa. And I found with the Blade, 8 litres of beer would last me all weekend. And again, I've sat in the garden just there, coming back and forth, pouring my beer, absolutely fantastic. Love it, love it. It's all sounding so positive at the moment, and why am I thinking about getting rid of this system or these systems? And then I had a brand deal in the situation, the 2020, when everything was closed, you know, that 2020. I had a brand deal with a company called Brewfit. Now, they realised that there was a big thing for home bars in 2020. So they tried to jump in on this market, which was dominated by the Phillips Perfect Draft, the Krups, and to a certain extent, the Blade. They jumped in on the system. They started selling systems, but this system here is £600. £600 for this Brewfit real ale craft beer system. And the reason for that is because it comes with a compressor. It'll force the beer through out of a keg. You can go to, like, I've done it before now, party, go to a local pub, say if you've got half a kind of keg left that's maybe slightly short dated that you want to sell to me, they'll sell you the keg. So this will fit onto a normal sized kind of 9-gallon keg. And if you've got another system, so I believe this is called Sankey, you can fit that, and that, if you've worked in a pub, you probably see that fitting. It goes on top of the keg, you turn it, you push it down, that switch there, and it locks in to the keg. So you have proper, I mean, you can have any beer. You're not locked in to Heineken, you're not locked into AB InBev. You can buy any keg to fit this machine. But as I said, it costs you £600. So there's a look at this. You can even, with this, you can even adjust the flow of the keg, how fast it comes out. You can add a bit of froth to the head by pushing the handle that way, pouring it normal, pull it forward. It's a lovely system. It's a lovely system. So brings me nicely onto this question, and that is, why am I thinking about getting rid of these systems? Well, the truth is, since 2020, when all of this was a massive thing, building bars and whatnot, it's kind of declined. I've not used these systems as anywhere near as much as I used to use them. And you're probably sitting watching this video doing exactly the same thing, nodding your head going, I haven't used my Blade or my Perfect Draft or my Krups for many months, for many months. And the point is, I live in quite a small house. And this area here, it takes up quite a large area of this bar out here. And I'm just thinking to myself, do I need these systems now? On a personal level, the other reason why I don't use the systems a lot is because I drink a lot of cans and bottles during the week on the channel, and I simply don't have the capacity to drink much more than that, because I'm reviewing all week. I'll have a few on a Saturday, but then you go out on a Sunday afternoon to the pub. I just found that, and all because the pubs have opened back up again, I found myself drifting back to the pub to watch a game of football lunchtime on the weekend. And I'm just simply not using these machines. So although I love them and I think they're absolutely fantastic, it's on my mind. It's on my mind to perhaps put them on eBay or Facebook Marketplace and sell these machines. I mean, what I could do is put them in the description box or something, the eBay link. I might sell them all as one, do an offer, sell the whole lot type of thing. So £600, £400, £100, that's 1,100 plus the Philips Perfect Draft, another 200, that's 1,300. This Fizzics machine was £99, that's 1,400. I could probably do all of the systems for like 900 quid. Could do that as a second-hand deal if anyone's really interested in it. But then at the same time, if I ever moved to a larger house and I had room in a great big garden for a bar, then I'd probably miss these systems and I'd probably wish I kept hold of them. It's one of those situations. It's one of those situations where I'm just thinking, I don't use these systems enough. Do I need them to take up all of this space in my conservatory? Let me know your thoughts. Are you still a keen user of your beer machines? If you are, fantastic, fantastic. Or, like me, have you found yourself drifting back to the pub, drinking more cans and bottles? There's so much on offer in the supermarkets lately. And have you stopped using your machines? Well, the best thing that we can do about this whole thing is discuss it. And if you're a manufacturer, if you're someone like Beerwolf or the Perfect Draft app, you may come across this video. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think on this whole situation. Should I be using my systems more? Should I keep them? Should I sell them? Let me know. But at the moment, I'm very much thinking sell. I hope you liked the video. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.